Hi again, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback at the Imagination Station on the high wire bike. A lot of folks pass this one up, a little bit scary with heights. It's going to be a great experiment teaching about the center of gravity. This, of course, Carl Nelson, and it's always science. This one's going to be a fun one as I will be hanging well above the floor back there.
You'll be 20 feet above the floor. Our high wire cycle, the #1 question we get, besides, am I tall enough to ride it, is can I fall off or can it flip over? So I thought we'd look at that today, look at some of the science behind that. So why don't you go ahead and back up a little bit, maybe 6 feet, and we're going to do something. We're going to suggest something that we don't normally ask our visitors to do, but just for today, you're going to do it. Stop about right there. Now you're about 20 feet up in the air. I want you to try to shift your weight back and forth. Try to rock the bike. Okay.
Here we go.
Kind of get in resonance like you're riding a swing. And give us a sense of how hard it is or how easy it is to do that.
It's very easy once the momentum starts going.
Okay.
But to get it going, so I mean, this is what people should not be doing when they come here.
They should not be doing this, but it is an interesting thing because you're only twisting about 30 degrees or so. And if you try really hard, you might be able to get up to 40 degrees, and that's about it. Okay. It's very, very hard to do. So why don't you go ahead and scoot back in,
all right, here
and we'll look at some of the science behind this here. Now, one of the reasons why you're safe on the bike is that there's a special lock on the seatbelt that you can't release yourself, Jay. Okay. So I'm going to pop that loose. Okay, so now you're released. We're using the special key to get you off the bike. Okay. But let's look at what's happening with some of the physics here. So I did a really quick little diagram of this idea of center of mass, okay? Because that's what's important in terms of our bike. We have a 275-pound weight, which is 60 inches below the cable, and our visitors are 30 inches above the cable. And the center of mass is this concept where we can think of all the forces acting on the system are acting at that one point. Okay. As long as the center of mass is below the cable, you're going to be stable. So I've got a little model here of our bike.
This would be me.
This is you up on top. We have our weight down below. And as long as the center of mass, which on a normal rider, 100-pound fifth grader, is 36 inches below the cable. And what that means is you're always going to be restored back to a vertical position. So the question is, how big would the person have to be in order to get the center of mass to be right at the cable? Because then you could turn completely sideways. All right? And? Well, it's 550 pounds. Okay. It's a quick answer. Okay. You could work out the math, or you could reason it out. This weight is twice as far away from the pivot point as this mass is. So 550 pounds will get you even. But it still makes me wonder, though, and I think we should try it, just to see how much force it would take to actually tip the bike an appreciable distance. And we're not going to ride it. We're going to tie a rope on it. We're going to push it out, and then we're going to tug on it and see what it feels like. Okay, so Jay, we've got a rope tied on the bike here, and this is not something we normally do, but I wanted you to appreciate how difficult it would be if you did tie a rope on the bike and tried to pull it over, how much force you'd have to apply. So why don't you go ahead by yourself, try to give it a tug there.
Tug of war with the bike.
So,
I'm moving the bike.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Just keep tugging on it. Let me. I'm gonna get on the back of the rope. Let's both try to do it. Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
So as we. Okay.
That's very
I don't know.
difficult.
That looks like maybe 30 degrees. It's if that. Yeah. It is near impossible. In fact, it is impossible to flip the bike over, especially if you notice the cable goes right through the bar that supports the weights. So even if you were that mythical 555-pound person that was sitting on the bike, which we don't allow people that heavy on the bike, you would only be able to get it halfway. And even then, the bike wouldn't tip over. So
and you're strapped in.
You're strapped in. Yeah. So totally safe, but it is amazingly difficult to get that thing to actually tilt.
It is. And this is a great way to prove it. 2 guys trying to pull it from the side, still no chance of it flipping.
Center of mass well below the pivot point, so it's completely safe.
Another great one. Thank you so much. For Carl Nelson, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jay Burschback, and that was Imagine It.
Whew, man, I'm glad they did that math for me. All right, here's a look at the Imagination Station's hours. They're open today from 10 to 5, and just a reminder, Lucas County residents who are 12 and under get in free with an adult, I believe, today.
Carl Nelson has a beautiful mind.
Okay. Hey, it's win or go home in the Ohio basketball playoffs. Let's go check with Dave with sports.